Welcome to the Jacko Survival Guide. Today you'll be learning how to play this character like a pro. Jacko's gameplay is definitely on the complex side, and as a result you're gonna have to practice a lot. However, in time you'll appreciate this character's crazy pressure and mix-ups. Jacko's main goal in this game is to summon minions because they make her much stronger as a character, and without them she's pretty subpar. And thankfully she starts the round off with 1 bar of meter, which means right away you can summon a minion. And then once you have the minion out, you can command them to do several things, but keep in mind that commanding them does cost meter. So as you can see, learning how to manage your meter is a very important aspect of Jacko's playstyle. And since summoning minions is easily one of the most important aspects of her gameplay, let's talk about the best ways to do so. Comboing into Crouching Dust is an obvious go-to because the opponent is left on the ground for a very long time and you can summon a minion right in their face. In fact, you even have enough time to go for a tricky jump mix-up. So if your opponent's not ready for the cross-up, you can command your minion and get a full combo. However, even if they do expect the cross-up, you can dash back in front of them and still command the minion for a full combo. Or in other words, every time you get a knockdown with Jacko, not only can you summon a minion, but you can also go for a tricky air mix-up. Or if you just want damage instead, you can attack after the summon for a short follow-up. Another great chance for summoning a minion is after her forward or back throw, as you have plenty of time to get the minion on screen before your opponent can do anything. In fact, you can even combo after the throw and then summon the minion if you prefer. Just keep in mind this does push the opponent further away, which makes mix-ups a bit tougher. In fact, if you have the opponent cornered, you can not only summon a minion, but also break the wall all in the same combo, and the damage is very nice. And honestly, one of the easiest ways to summon a minion is after landing a poke from far away, as the opponent can't really do anything to stop you. And last but not least, you can summon a minion at the end of combos. In fact, you can even summon them mid-combo and then keep attacking afterwards. You can even attack with the minion as long as you have 2 bars or more. And don't forget that Jacko's Servant Kick can cancel into a minion summon as well. And this can make it ideal for ending a lot of combos, especially if you just started playing Jacko. Even though the move is -12 on block, if spaced properly, it can be very tough for the opponent to punish. So as long as you use this move after certain block strings, you should be completely fine. And keep in mind, you can still summon the minion even if the move is blocked, so don't be afraid to go for that every now and then. It does leave you more open to a counter attack, but if the opponent's not expecting it, then they're not going to react in time to the summon. And always remember that Servant Shoot also has wall bounce properties, which can be great for corner combos, especially when you cancel into the minion. The trick here is to hold onto the minion and then use kick to extend the combo before throwing them. Combos like this can be difficult both in the corner and mid-screen. However, once you master them, Jacko becomes a much scarier character, because now every time you touch the opponent, you're going to get good damage and some minions on screen. In fact, even Jacko's super is a great chance to summon minions. After landing it, you can easily summon 1, if not 2. And once you summon a minion, don't forget you can kick them to extend combos that way without having to spend any of your minion meter. I find that's important because summoning more minions is often more important than a damaging combo. So as you can see, Jacko's minions are very essential, and what's equally important is learning when to call them back, because when you do so, you actually regain the meter it costs to summon them. And as a result, if you're always summoning and then recalling your minions appropriately, you're always going to have the meter to summon more. I highly recommend watching Sonic Fox play Jacko because they are the best at this, at least from what I've seen so far. They are constantly summoning and then recalling their minions, and they always have meter for more as a result. And don't forget that Jacko's super actually has 2 different functions. If you press slash, then it means her minions are much stronger. They can take hits and they don't go away as soon. However, if you press heavy slash instead, then her meter refills much quicker, which means she can constantly summon minions and constantly give commands, all that amazing stuff. So in many cases, the heavy slash option can be much better, because the amount of damage these minions do is no laughing matter. And they also allow for crazy pressure and mix-ups as well. Now that we've covered how to summon your minions and also some basic mix-ups and combos with them, it's time to talk about offense. Unfortunately, Jacko does not have any command overheads. She only has the universal dust mechanic, and this cannot combo into her minions, unfortunately. However, even so, this mix-up is essential for Jacko because otherwise your opponent's going to crouch block all day, so make sure they're always afraid of the dust. I don't think anyone's figured out the best dust combo for Jacko just yet, but here's some good damage that I found out that's also very reliable. And also, don't be afraid to throw the opponent as well. As mentioned earlier, it's a great chance to summon minions, and it's also a 50-50 by itself. Once you have your opponent scared of overhead dusts and throws, it's going to be much easier to land your low mix-ups and summon more minions. And don't underestimate how godlike Jacko's crouching dust is. This move has fantastic range, and because Jacko gets so low to the ground, it also goes under projectiles. And like we mentioned earlier, once it lands, you can summon a minion and go for mix-ups, all that awesome stuff. And then if you land a counter hit, you can combo directly into super. Even though it's not a crazy amount of damage, it's certainly worth the meter if it wins the round. However, jumping is also very popular in Guilty Gear, so what if you want to jump at the opponent? Well, in that case, Jacko has 3 solid options. Like you've already seen in this video, jumping heavy slash is fantastic for cross-ups, and even if you do land in the front by accident, it will still hit the opponent. However, when further away, jumping slash can also be a very good option, especially if you want to special cancel into servant shoot for a bit more damage. In fact, if the opponent's near death, you can even Roman cancel this way for a short combo. And don't forget that jumping slash can also cross up as well. Its range is not as good as heavy slash, but it can still be a great option for a cross up. And then finally we have jumping dust, which I think is underappreciated because it's not great for starting combos, and as a result a lot of players overlook it. But make no mistake, this jumping attack is very powerful, especially when it comes to baiting anti-airs. If you know the opponent's watching for your jumps and they want to anti-air, catch them with this instead for a tiny bit of damage. And also keep in mind that this move is a regular projectile, which means it can destroy other projectiles. So if you're fighting someone who loves to throw projectiles, then this can be a good option for counter zoning. Or maybe you just have the life lead and the opponent's about to die. Well, in that case, you can jump backwards and fire projectiles. That can be a great way to seal the win. And when it comes to Roman cancels, I recommend you reserve them for summoning minions, because as far as Jacko's combos go, they're not very damaging without the minions. And as a result, the Roman cancel is much better when used with the minions, whether for summoning them or right after summoning them to keep the combo going. As mentioned earlier, Jacko's minions can make her combo damage pretty high, and as a result you're gonna have meter lying around for invincible wake-ups or Roman cancels to summon more minions. And once you do have your minions out, it's all about mix-ups and pressure. Once again, these guys are great for cross-ups, and they're also great for baiting anti-airs as well. You jump into the air and the opponent thinks they can hit you, but nope, they're caught by the minion instead. When used correctly, these minions will catch your opponent pressing buttons all the time, whether it's mashing on block or just attacking in the neutral, all that stuff. But now let's talk about defense. If Jacko does not have any minions on the field, then she becomes more of a zoning character. A lot of her normals have fantastic range and also knock the opponent away, and that's why if spaced properly, these moves are great for summoning minions, even on block, but especially on hit. However, if your opponent loves to jump, then you have several options to anti-air. If the opponent's right in front of you, then crouching slash is fantastic. Jacko gets really low to the ground and hits directly above her, and if she lands a counter hit, she can get follow-ups. However, if the opponent jumps from further away, this move becomes less viable. In those situations, you want to use forward punch. This move has upper body invincibility and is also great for summoning minions. And then if the opponent's jumping from really far away, don't forget about forward heavy slash. This move has an amazing hitbox and also starts up very fast. And as a result, it's great for anti-airing from a distance, and just like everything else, it's great for summoning minions. However, this move can also be good up close as well. It's great for ending your punch combos. You can do punch punch and then forward heavy slash, for example. However, don't stop there. Make sure to summon a minion on that final hit. And also, don't forget about air-to-airs. This can also be a very good way to stop the opponent from jumping. Jumping punch is good, and jumping kick can be good as well, but it tends to hit a bit above Jacko, so sometimes it can whiff if not spaced properly. And that's why I do think that jumping punch can be one of your best air-to-airs. However, sometimes jumping back and doing slash can be just as good. In fact, this move can special cancel for some more damage. However, let's say the opponent's knocked you down and they're just constantly pressuring you. In that situation, don't forget about her super. It is fully invincible on startup and is also unblockable as well, so it's a very powerful move. And as you can see, its damage is tremendous as well. And if your opponent's low on health, don't be afraid to Roman cancel just to finish him off with a bit more damage. All in all, Jacko is a character with crazy rushdown once she gets her minions on screen. Without them, she can be a bit lacking, but at the very least, she's a decent zoner with an invincible super attack. And then once she has the minions out, she gets a lot of damage without having to spend any meter. So once you master how to summon the minions and then use them effectively during combos, Jacko becomes a real force to be reckoned with. As mentioned earlier, she is on the tough side and definitely not an easy character to learn. However, even so, she's still very fun to play, and it's oddly satisfying to master her playstyle. Alright everyone, now it's time to end the video with some bread and butter combos. If you have any tips on playing Jacko, then please post them in the comments down below. And then while you're down there, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really does help my channel out a ton. And finally, if you love fighting games and you love Guilty Gear, make sure to suplex that subscribe button. That way you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.